Hello, Warlost and everybody else. In this video, I'm just going to give a quick update of where I'm at with my project, Super Dungeon Explorer. This here is the bag that I am currently getting pieces done on. Mostly some bodies, but some weapons and tails mixed in there. This is the bag of stuff that I can get to and start to get to. Some bodies, and this one has a lot more small little bits. So it's been a week and 2 days since I started the project. Pretty much every day I've knocked out a little bit. Some days a little bit more than others. But it's definitely a work in progress. I did not think that it would take this long to do all the cleaning. I have this all cleaned. Just got to get washed and scrubbed so I can make sure that any mold release agent is gone. I also wash my miniatures and scrub them with the toothbrush real quick, not only to get rid of mold release, but I do it after I've removed mold lines for another purpose, and that's to make sure that any plastic or resin dust isn't on the model, or any leftover spray paints isn't on the model, so that when I go to primer and then paint, there's no dust or anything that gives the miniature a very grainy type texture to it, which can really mess up the look of your miniature. All these plastic pieces, and this is really why it's taking me so long, I have mold lines, if you wouldn't believe. Some miniatures just have one mold line that goes around the whole entire body. Some of them, I think this is the same type of resin that Privateer Press is using, the plastic resin hybrid, not fine cast, so don't worry if you're thinking I might scan it up like fine cast. This is not regular plastic, and I found that out because I tried using my plastic cement so that it would melt the plastics together, and that did not work. I came back, I went to sleep and came back, and I was just able to just pull his arm right off. So I was like, well, that's definitely not good. So I had to go back and super glue. It says on the directions super glue, but I figured, oh, it's just plastic. I'll just use the plastic glue. They probably just said super glue on there because that's what people readily have, or more commonly know super glue than probably plastic cement glue. But all these miniatures that you see here are put together and glued. These were the ones in the last video you saw drying off. They're all on their bases. The treasure chests obviously don't come on bases. This little dragon weapon. It's a 3-part, including the base. Basically 2, body and head. One of the little spawny things. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. All the heroes are assembled and put together as well. Dragon still needs his wings put on. I'm going to have to give him a nice hot water bath. Basically get these 2 pegs into the base, and actually I can show you real quick what my problem is, why he's not fully put together yet. If you look here, see his back foot doesn't go up against the thing like it's supposed to, and if you can look right there, there's a hole in the log at the bottom of the sea. No, there's a hole, and you can see the imprint of his foot. His foot's actually supposed to be on that stone. And then there's another hole here and there that the tail, which I've removed, there's supposed to be a little metal peg here. You can kind of see that. And then there's supposed to be one, where's my finger? There it is. On this foot here, which I've also removed and filed down on both parts. I'm going to just fill these in with plastic putty and just remove those. I figured the two handle spots here and here should be more than enough to hold the miniature in place. So I just pretty much really want to get that foot up against it. I don't really care about the, oh sorry, out of focus. I just don't really care about getting the foot glued in with the peg. I just want it to get on there, and if I can't do that, then I'll just fill in the whole thing with the plastic putty. I might even just leave it, and it kind of will look like, you know, his foot was already on there. Maybe he's, you know, moving away from the stone or something, and just kind of fill in the notched area and just leave some of his footprint there. I don't know yet. I'll figure that when I come out. I might even just fill in the parts that look like his, like I could probably leave this upper toe and it'll look fine, but fill in these two little dots here that definitely look like it's part of his toenail, and then just leave that gash inside, you know, like it was, oops, I'm not even in frame, like it might have been part of a sacrificial stone or something. So those are my options at the moment. So I'm contemplating, not contemplating those. There's the little monster treasure chest that when you open the treasure chest, there's a chance that you'll get a little monster card for it. So that's two parts. Those were actually pretty easy to clean. The easiest model out of all these things that I had to clean was Candy and Cola, which is a special miniature made by Soda Pop Miniatures. I think I had to file just like 30 seconds of filing to remove mold lines from this miniature. I didn't see any other ones, so I guess I'll find out when I prime. At the moment, I'm debating what I'm going to do with this base. I don't know if I'm just going to do a simple base, because all the monsters and the other heroes get one of these really nice flagstone type dungeon tiled base, and I'm not sure if I want to reproduce that and put it on that base. If I want to give her like maybe an outside scenic base with just some static grass and that, or if I just want to put her on some, maybe like some slate rock or something. I haven't come up with what I want to do at the moment with that. So if you have any suggestions, please go ahead and put that down in the comment box. Another thing is, if you saw my video for making my airbrushing box, you'll know that I broke my X-Acto knife, and this wasn't a cheap X-Acto knife. It's actually pretty sturdy, and thanks to the great amount of strength I have in my fingers, I snapped this bad boy off. And actually it has come out to be a godsend, because there's been some small little parts that I couldn't get a seam scraper, my box cutter, which I can use as the same thing as an X-Acto knife, and where did I put my other X-Acto knife? I have another X-Acto knife too. So it's in my container over here. I have another one. It's not in that container. I put it somewhere. But I do have another one. And yeah, so it's been really good at getting it really small, intricate parts on these bodies. So if you have a cheaper one that you don't mind breaking it off, I would suggest maybe just breaking it off, and then you have a small handy little scraping tool to scrape your mold lines off, instead of having to have, the sad thing is I've actually still got this piece, instead of having to have a whole shaft to it. I'm holding on to this because I might use this to roll out green stuff and the like, since it's a nice smooth metal. So that's where I stand now. If you see, I have, from the stuff that was drying, I got the wings, and then this is half of a miniature that goes on a base. I got all the bases cleaned, and then I have weapons and parts of these other guys that still need to get done up. I think I counted about 20 bases in here still, so I got about 20 rows left. The bulk of what's already done are the bases and the parts of the totems, the large totem sections themselves, and the skulls were pretty easy. Only took a few minutes themselves. The actual bottom base here was a lot of mold lines to get rid of along these whole entire jagged rock things, and that ate up a lot of time. And another easy thing was the shields. the mold line kind of runs along the edge of the shield, so it's not like on the face of the shield or the backing of the shield. So that made cleaning those mold lines super quick and easy, and even if there was a mold line, you couldn't tell, or not enough to make you really need to get rid of it. So that was kind of nice. But a lot of these smaller pieces do have mold lines, just like the bigger ones. It's just not as many mold lines. But I'm looking at it, I probably won't get to start painting until sometime next week. I'll probably still be cleaning these miniatures up probably until Tuesday, maybe, if at worst. Hopefully, we'll cross our fingers and hope. Well, I'm sure this movie's gone on, or movie, yeah. I'm sure this video's gone on long enough. So I'm gonna cut the chase and let you guys go. Happy Wargame, everybody. Talk to you.